Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of Andrewsfootball.com. Welcome to the Week 4 NFL Prediction Show. Now, stick around to the end where I give you the one game this weekend that you can go ahead and make money on. So let's just get into it. I'm going to try to make this video as fast as I can because I know some of you guys short attention span. You don't need to be looking at all this good lookingness for hours on end. Let's break down the noon games here. Tennessee at Atlanta. This is a really important game because you got two 1-2 teams. The loser goes 1-3. Both these teams are legitimate playoff teams, so it's going to be difficult if one of these teams goes 1-3 for them to make the playoffs. I still am sticking with Tennessee to win the AFC South. However, the way they've looked the last couple of weeks, I'm kind of on the fence. But right now, they're still my pick to win the South. Atlanta, since Breeze is hurt and the Saints got a real tough game Sunday night, have every opportunity to leapfrog the Saints and try to get in position to win the NFC South. But at 1-2, they really need to win some games starting this week. Now, if the Falcons go 1-3, keep in mind they had a coaching sweep. You know, almost everybody got fired except for the head coach because a lot of people felt that 7-9 wasn't good enough. So at 1-3, you know, the seat getting a little warm, you know, it kind of makes you wonder, okay? But bottom line, real important game because the loser going 1-3 is not in good shape, all right? New England at Buffalo, the only battle of unbeatens. I mean, how fun is this? For me, this is a benchmark game for the Bills. Forget if they win. Okay, forget if they win. If they get blown out, then you have to look at the 3-0 start. It's just a 3-0 start. But if they keep the game close, then you got to look at the Bills and like, man, this is a team to watch out for. Because they're building the team the right way. The defense is young, really athletic, really good defense. They have a young quarterback who's got all the potential in the world. Hasn't played great yet. I'm sorry, Bills fans, but he really hasn't. I love Josh Allen. You guys know this. Okay, this shirt, it's a Krav Maga shirt. I actually trained with one of his teammates in college when he was at Wyoming. When he's a senior at Wyoming, I actually trained with one of his teammates. Got to know a lot of the insights about him. I'm going to kind of end this part right here because I don't want to have this drag on. But I love Josh Allen. Got a huge man crush on him. I don't expect them to win, but you know, the Patriots dynasty is going to end sooner or later. Are the Bills the team to watch out for in the 20s? They're probably not going to win this game, but do they keep it close? Is this a fun game to watch? This is a fun game. Keep in mind, Bills fans, you need to do good early because the last month of the schedule is brutal. All right? Oakland at Indianapolis. This is a great chance for Indianapolis to start 3-1. Now keep in mind, Brissett's only going to get better. All right. I mean, he's only going to get better. He's a really good quarterback. It'll be kind of interesting to see what the Colts do with him after this year. Are they going to draft a quarterback? Or are they going to groom him to just be the starter? It'll be a really interesting situation. Now, keep in mind, let's say the Raiders win this game. They go 2-2. Watch out for the Raiders. I know a lot of people are maybe chuckling, especially Chiefs fans who think that the Raiders are garbage. No, this is a better team than people think. Yeah, I know they didn't play well last week in Minnesota, but if the Raiders win this game and they go 2-2, watch out for the Raiders. I'm expecting the Colts to win to go 3-1, but you never know what's going to happen. I do expect the Colts to win, but watch out for the Raiders. All right, Chargers at Miami. I keep telling people Miami will not go 0-16, but they have looked really, really bad. Here's the thing, the Chargers always start off slow. Under Anthony Lynn, they start off 0-4 in 2017, finished 9-7. Then last year, they started off 1-2 before finishing 12-4. This year, they're 1-2 again. And you have a West Coast team going to the East Coast for a noon game. I think actually Miami covers. It's 15.5. I don't expect them to win, but they can't be this bad. I just don't believe it. I'm still on the bandwagon. They are not going to go 0-16, all right? So that's kind of an over-exaggeration. This week's the week that they, I think, keep it kind of sort of close. They cover the spread. Keep in mind the Chargers, slow-starting team, West Coast to East Coast. I think it's a closer game than 15.5. Washington at New York, even with Daniel Jones being NFC Player of the Week, Shermer's still on the hot seat, okay? You got to finish close to 500 with Daniel Jones. You're 1-2 right now. The Redskins are 0-3. The loser of this game, the hot seat for the losing head coach becomes very hot. If Shermer goes 1-3 with Daniel Jones, especially winning winning Player of the Week award for the NFC. They are now expected to play at around a 500 level, going 1-3, especially losing to an 0-3 team. The Shermer hot seat will start to get a little warmer. Now, if the Redskins go 0-4, Jay Gruden could be gone at any time. I mean, there's now talk about Haskins possibly getting some playing time. I'm really surprised he's only been on the scout team, something that really kind of confuses me. Another reason why, if they go 0-4, Gruden will be on the hot seat. So keep in mind, if the Giants win this game, and I think they will, Gruden could be gone any day now. So that's going to be something interesting to watch. Cleveland at Baltimore. This kind of surprises me because Cleveland opened up as a 7-point dog, now it's 6.5. So action's been put on Cleveland, and I think it's unjustified. I think Baltimore wins this game by double digits. I think Cleveland clearly was not as good as people thought they were. If you watch my breakdown video before preseason, the over-under was 9. I'd say choose the under. I like Baltimore to win this division. I think Baltimore and Kansas City and New England are the 3 locks. They now keep in mind, I said Tennessee's going to win the AFC South, but those 3 teams are locks to win the division. I think Baltimore wins this game, especially at home, by double digits. I actually would be surprised if this was a close game. Carolina at Houston. I'm really surprised the line is 4. The game's at home. Houston's 2-1. They're only 4-point favorites, but Kyle Allen returning to Texas. It'll be interesting to see if Kyle Allen's the real deal or not. I think Houston covers this game, but I'd be really excited to watch this. Afternoon games, we got Tampa Bay at the Los Angeles Rams. Now, yes, Tampa Bay should be 2-1. I'm interested to see how they rebound. I think the Rams win this game clearly, but I'm interested to see, is Tampa Bay a team that's just going to fall apart? They're going to travel across the country playing against a clearly better team than they are. Are they just going to fall apart, or are they going to rebound? This is going to be interesting. Bruce Arians is familiar with this team, so this could be a fun game. I want to see how Tampa Bay responds. I fully expect the Rams to win, but is it a close game? Do they play hard? Or do they just fall apart and have a bad season? That'll be very interesting to see. I do think it's going to be a close game, a lot closer than people think. Seattle at Arizona. Just be clear, I think the Rams win, okay? Seattle at Arizona. Except for last week, all of Arizona's games have been close. I expect Seattle to bounce back. They're a road favorite. They're 5-point favorites. I'm kind of surprised the line's that low. I think Seattle covers. They're still. I have them predicted to win the NFC West, even though they didn't play well last week. I think they'll take it out on the Cardinals. Jacksonville at Denver. I'm actually really excited to see this game. A lot of people may think I'm crazy, but this is a game I'm really excited about because Jacksonville, do they go 1-3? Do they bounce back to 2-2? I actually think Denver wins this game, believe it or not. I think this is the game that Denver finally gets their first win of the season. But if they start off 0-4, Vic Fangio, the new head coach, he's not going to be on the hot seat, but is Elway on the hot seat? That'll be something interesting to watch because, they're several years removed from winning the Super Bowl. More people consider Manning, even though he didn't play well that year, to be more responsible than Elway. He's missed on several quarterbacks and hasn't drafted. I actually like the draft picks, but a lot of them have been injured, haven't panned out. So it'll be very interesting to see. I actually think Denver wins this game, but if they go 0-4, it'll be kind of interesting to see what kind of direction they take. Sunday Night Football, this is going to be a great game. Dallas Cowboys travel to New Orleans and play the Saints. Saints, of course, are going to have Bridgewater. They looked really good beating Seattle in Seattle. Not a tough place, not an easy place. It is a tough place. It's really interesting. Dallas, Vegas usually really likes the Cowboys, but Dallas only a 2.5 point favorite. Now keep in mind, last year on Thursday night, Dallas went down to New Orleans, beat them 16-13. This is when the Saints were averaging like 35 points a game and really shut them down. So I think Dallas is more capable of going down to New Orleans and winning, especially without Breeze. I'm surprised the line's at 2.5, but a lot of people are looking at that Seattle game and factoring that in. I think the Cowboys cover 2.5. That's a small line and advance to 4-0, but this is going to be a really fun game to watch because the Saints win without Breeze. And then here's another thing. When Bridgewater plays lights out, are you thinking, hey, Breeze, just, interesting storyline. I expect Dallas to win, but if the Saints win, there's going to be, just a lot of storylines, a lot of excitement. Monday Night Football, I'm actually really excited about this, even though it's two winless teams. In the past, Pittsburgh prime time at home, this is a lock. 4 points. Yeah, I mean this is a game that Pittsburgh would win by 30. I mean this is a game that prime time coming off of a tough loss. This is a game that you easily pick them to win, easily pick them to cover. But here's the thing: the Bengals played Seattle and Buffalo really tough on the road, really close games, and while I expect Pittsburgh to cover, I would not advise betting on this game because I think I expect the Bengals to go 0-4, but this is a team that's got some talent. This is a team that's played tough, and Pittsburgh, it'll be interesting to see what they do. I do expect Pittsburgh to win this game. However, I would not recommend betting on it. This, for me, is just a fun game, but in the past, Pittsburgh prime time has been gold. So I guess there's nothing else for me to talk about. But come on now, I'm talking to Chiefs. I'll sandbagging it till the very end here. Now I'm going to be on the Luke G review later today, and I'm going to talk with Detroit Sports Alliance. These are some really great guys, and the reason why they're great guys is they're not fanboys. These guys actually watch game film. They actually break things down. These guys aren't guys that are, keep in mind, I was looking in the chat. Some of those guys were talking about the Lions winning by a blowout and stuff like that, but the guys actually on the DSA, the Detroit Sports Alliance, were actually giving some really smart takes that really informative. I'm going to put the link here below, so follow those guys, especially if you want to hear some good sports talk. And if you're a Lions fan watching this, definitely follow DSA. If you're not, you're crazy. But I also did a brief summary for the Tomahawk Talk podcast, just a point spread. And I'm going to tell you the same thing. I've been telling them all along, and it's kind of a spoiler alert. So what I'm going to say on Luke G's show. But the line's been steady. It's been solid 6.5, and over-unders 54.5. Detroit's better than most people think. Detroit's a real good team. This is a team that when the Vegas over-unders came out, this was the one team I think Vegas completely missed because I think this is a 9-10 win team. I think this is a team that definitely could get into the playoffs. It's a lot harder on the NFC side than the AFC, so Detroit may be a 9-10 win team looking on the outside in, but this is a team really on the rise. This is a really good football team that I thought this could be a trap game. I no longer think it's a trap game. All right, here's what's going to happen with the Chiefs-Lions. This is going to be a high-scoring game. I would strongly recommend you don't put action on this game. Don't take 6.5. It's too big of a number for a road favorite against a team like Detroit, who the fans are going to be hostile. It's going to be loud. It's going to be energetic. If you have to bet on this game, you got money burning a hole in your pocket, take the over because the Chiefs are going to score. The Lions are going to score. The Lions want to control the clock. The Chiefs want to speed the game up. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I expect the Chiefs to win a close one. But Chiefs fans, don't think that you're going to go into Detroit and just blow these guys out. The Lions are way too good of a team for that. All right? Now, what did I say? I said stick around to the end, and I'm going to give you the one game that you should put action on, the one game you can make some money on, and the game is Minnesota at Chicago. Now, Minnesota is 2-1, and they looked a lot better at home than they have on the road. But keep in mind that road game against Green Bay, they were down early 21-0, clawed back to 21-16, and really wasn't, Kirk Cousins made a bad decision, but they were in really good shape to win that game despite being down 21-0 at Lambeau. They had every opportunity to win that game, and in my opinion, you take away that 21-0 start, the Vikings were clearly the better team. This is one of those eyeball tests. Forget the records, forget the stats, forget the numbers. Just watch Minnesota and watch Chicago. Minnesota's clearly the better team. So here's the deal. Chicago is 2-1, but they really should be 1-2. They really, Denver got screwed in that game. Plain and simple, okay? Minnesota played a game at home on noon. So they played noon Sunday. Chicago played Monday Night Football on the road, so it's an extra day. Minnesota is a 2-point dog on the road, which is fair. My suggestion is forget the 2 points. Just take the money line for plus 110. This means that a $100 wager will win you $110. Just take the better team. Chicago is a tough place to play. The defense is really good. But if you watch these two teams, Minnesota's clearly the better team. I think Chicago does not look that good. I'm not even sure they're a 500 team. The defense is good. All right, the defense is good. The offense is kind of shaky. Trubisky does not look sharp. He looks kind of rattled, and the Vikings defense is good. So I know that Chicago swept Minnesota last year. They're not going to sweep them this year. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the Vikings sweep the Bears this year. And part of that is winning on the road in Chicago. So I expect the Vikings to win this game. Put action down on the Vikings. If you want the 2 points, go ahead and take 2 points. But I think they win outright. So go ahead and do the money line, collect, and enjoy that extra cash. So listen, if you're a subscriber to Andrews Football, you already know you're one of the greatest people on planet Earth. All your wildest dreams are going to come true. But if you're new to my channel and you haven't done it already, there's a button right here. See it? I blew it up for you, so see it. Bam! Hit that button. Become one of the greatest people on planet Earth. Hey, wait till Tuesday where I do my week 4 review. So, hey, I see you Tuesday.